ministry with Making Provisions for Ministries, hosted by Bishop Jerome Jones. This show is all about aiding ministries in financial growth and prosperity. Tune in weekly as we delve into strategies for expanding ministries and acquiring the necessary resources for survival in today's world. Discover practical solutions and actionable steps applicable to any congregation. Don't miss Making Provisions for Ministries with Bishop Jerome Jones. It's time to take your ministry to new heights.
Well, greetings and welcome to Making Provision for Ministries. I'm your host, Jerome Jones, and I'm going to be with you for the next hour. And I trust that you'll stay with me as I share with you concerning a project today that is making waves all over the world. And I'm talking about Project Cryptex. And so I want you to just stay with us, and I'm going to share with you in a very simple way, not going to have anything flashy to share with you, just going to share with you in a very simplistic way how you can turn $100 into literally thousands of dollars over a 3-year period or 5-year period or a 7-year period. You get to choose whichever period you want, and we get an opportunity to tell you what you can expect at the end of that period. Now, many of you are familiar with your retirement funds, you're familiar with insurance policies, you're familiar with, savings account, checking accounts, and, banking in general, and you're familiar with some sort of investment plan. And one of the common drawbacks to the little guy getting to invest their monies and getting big returns is they just can't afford to take the risk. There's a reason that many people today, in spite of how long the stock market has been around, there are millions that will never get involved with the stock market because they cannot afford to take that risk. They can't afford that if the stock market crashed as it did and lost $10 trillion in a week. They cannot afford for all of their savings to be wiped out. They cannot afford for all of their retirement fund to be wiped out. They can't afford to lose their pension plans, their Social Security, and the things that they have orchestrated over the years to help them in their latter years. So they just won't get involved, even though there are people that are gaining millions of dollars through the stock market. And it's been around a long time and it's not going anywhere. It does go up and down. It does have a lot of prospered people, and it has a lot of people that get burned. They lose all of their monies and they're just kind of hung out to dry because there is no recourse when you lose on the stock market. And so understanding that makes this project even more appealing and attractive, because I'm going to show you a project that you can never lose more than $100. You can never spend more than $100 for the period of 3 years, or a period of 5 years, or a period of 7 years. Now just think of what I just said, because if it's not the truth, then you'll know right away. Because I've said you can never spend more than $100 over 3 years. You can never spend more than $100 over 5 years, or $100 over 7 years. And that $100 will literally turn into thousands. And you don't have to do any work. You don't have to do any recruiting. You don't have to buy anything, sell anything, attend any meetings. You have nothing to do but to watch your money grow every day, 7 days a week, and 365 days a year. I'm going to take you into my back office and show you my accounts. I have them, and I don't mind showing them to you because I want you to see the power of $100. Guys, if we'd have done this in our early years, we would have multi-million dollars in money right now into perhaps billions. It would have done this as we came out of teenage, or if our parents had a just set aside $100 like this, or made the right investments on one particular stock or something, like Walmart or Federal Express or Amazon. Just imagine where you would be right now had that been the case. So I want you to understand this. I'm not going to share with you about a long-term program that's going to take you 20 and 30 years to mature. I'm talking about a program that matures in 3 years, 5 years, or 7 years. And I'm telling you that that time will go by so fast that before you can blink your eye good, you wish that you had done this if you don't. This is a remarkable financial opportunity. And I hope that as you watch it, I'm going to take you to, I have three contracts here. I'm going to show you all three of them. They're mine. And because they're mine, I can show them to you because I want you to see that this here is better than your 401k, is better than your pension plan, is better than your savings account, is better than your job, is better than any form of money you have, what you have going on now in those arenas. So I want to show you this. I don't want to sell you a lot of hot air. I want to show you the reality of taking $100. That's all. That's all. And then take that $100, choose one of these plans, and then just sit back and watch it grow. You've heard, if you've been trying to do online businesses and affiliate marketing and the different businesses that people work from home or online, and you've heard a lot of them says that will advertise many times, you don't have anything to do. It's automatic, or you can just, expect to make thousands upon thousands with you doing nothing. Well, 99.9% of that is not the truth. You have to do something. And I'm not telling you the truth on that. I have yet to see a home-based business or an online business where you have nothing to do. I have yet to see one that you can just make money doing absolutely nothing. So when you hear that, you've got reasons to be concerned and to be skeptical. I understand it. And so because of that, I've gone an extra mile to make sure that we show you the proof. That's nothing like seeing the evidence, showing you the proof. Some of you may know me from years, and some of you may just be getting to know us. But we're going to show you the proof of what we're telling you. And all I want you to do is make an educated decision that's best for you. If you don't do anything at all, I don't lose anything. So I don't, I don't lose anything, and I'm not gonna lose any sleep over whether or not you do this or not. I'm really not. Because like I said, I don't have to do anything to earn this money. I'm passing this on because I have a ministry entitled Making Provision for Ministries. And that in ministries is included individuals, is included the body of Christ, is included pastors and evangelists, and mothers that are single mothers raising their children, uh, uh, parents that are struggling to raise their children financially. We're talking about something here that is literally able to solve your financial problems. And so I want to share it with you. I am in high hopes of it being the vehicle through which reaching the next generation is going to bring foreign nationals here to America, sit them in a class for 90 days and training them, discipling them, and send them back to their nations around the world to continue to preach the gospel and disciple others in those regions. And, to do things like that, it takes finances. People talk about, well, I just trust in the Lord. Well, you may be trusting the Lord, but you may still be missing him when he make provisions. God is our source. God is my source. I live each day depending on the Lord to provide for me. Now, I don't know how you perceive that, but I don't have money stored up in the bank that I can just live off every day. I have to depend on God to provide food for me to eat every day. I have to depend upon the Lord to provide the wherewithal, even though I am sending aid out to other countries and helping other missions. Later on this evening, I am sending support to Uganda, to Pastor Isingama Jeremiah and the Alpha and Omega orphanage there. I am sending support to them children so that they can get something in their pantry to eat. And thank God that I am able to send support. And then we have other in Pakistan. We have others in Nigeria. We have others in Zimbabwe, in Tanzania, in Gambia, in Kenya. And so I hope that you will understand that this project can really be an amazing vehicle for you and your ministry. Okay? So let me just talk a little bit and then I'm going to take you into my back office. I'm not going to go through the whole presentation because it's not necessary. I will say to you, you in the description here, you have my name and you know how to contact me. I've even put my phone number there. You can text me and say, Bishop Jones, I'd like to know more about that project. And if you text me, I will be glad to follow up with you and share with you more about the project. I am not interested in chasing anybody down. I'm not interested in trying to persuade anybody just to do it for my benefit, because as I said before, I don't have to do absolutely nothing. I'm still going to earn every dollar for doing nothing because I've already done what is required. And once you set up the account, there is nothing else to be done but to log in every day and see how much money have been added to your account. How much interest have you collected? Now, let me explain this, but since I'm not going to go through all of the slides, let me explain to you the process. And I'm going to explain it to you because I can do it quick, and I want to keep this down to just under an hour so that I can have it in a capsule and rebroadcast it. Okay. So let me explain to you how this works. Because when you read this banner that says how to turn $100 into thousands, immediately many people say that's impossible. It's not going to happen. It must be a scam. It must be something else, something illegitimate. Okay, let me explain then and take you through how it is possible and how it is happening and how it has been happening since 2016 with this project alone. Okay, this project started in 2016, and already millions upon millions have been earned by people, by over 1 million different people around the world. So it's worldwide. Doesn't matter where you are in the world, you can do it. And so I'm going to go through that process. But let's talk about how it happens. There are four players, there are four parties in this process, in this project. Four parties. I'm going to tell you what each party, I'm going to tell you who the parties are, and then I'm going to tell you what each party's role is. One party here is Cryptex. Cryptex is the party, and Cryptex is not a company. It's not, doesn't have a CEO, doesn't have a business, doesn't have a location. It's a community, and Cryptex manages this project. And so, and they are going to receive approximately $30 a month for every account that they manage. $30 a month, that's what they get paid. They don't get paid any more than that, but they have an amazing role. So that's the one party, Cryptex. Another party is the banks. But the first part I want to talk about really is the DeFi staking contracts, which can be explained in the terms like this: smart contracts. And the DeFi staking contract is where you take your assets, put them in a smart contract that is locked for a specified period of time, so that Cryptex can utilize those assets and generate passive income and pay you interest on that income. That's the DeFi hybrid contracts. Now, we on my banner here, there's the link. You can go there and it'll explain all of these things in detail. You'll see a whole webinar. You can go through it, but I'm saving the time here because I do have it posted there, and you can go there and watch it in your own convenient hour. But that's the essence of that, of the DeFi staking contract. It's a smart contract. And so what makes it a smart contract? The bank is another party. The bank is going to loan, they're going to make a loan of $30,240 for every 3-year contract term, or they're going to make a loan for $43,200 for every 5 or 7-year contract term. So if you choose a 3-year contract, the bank is going to put $30,240 in that 3-year contract. If you choose a 5 or 7-year, the bank is going to put $43,200 of their money into that contract. So right now you have the DeFi staking contract, you have the bank. The next party is the insurance company. The insurance company is going to insure that loan against fraud and default. So if there's any activity that is uncandid, the insurance company is going to bear the financial responsibility. If there's any default and it gets blown up, the insurance company is going to guarantee that the bank that loan. You are never at risk of financial exposure. I never have to make payment to the insurance company or to the bank or to Cryptex. I am never financially exposed. That's what make this such an attractive project for the little guy. So, and I'm saying to you, not only is it attractive, but Cryptex won't let people dump millions of dollars into it to dry up all the resources. They will not do it. They cap you at a certain amount, and you can never pay more than $100 for any contract. Now, there's not a lot of investment companies that will cap it like that. If you told an investment company you're ready to put $1 million in it, they'll take your $1 million without blinking an eye. You can't do that here in this project. Every contract is only $100, and you can get up to 80 contracts on that one account, but you can never put more than $100. You can never be out of, you can never be exposed more than $100 per contract. And your $100 is not used to invest in nothing. Okay, so now notice what we have thus far. You have the DeFi staking contract, party number one. You have the bank providing the startup capital of over $40,000, party number two. You have the insurance company who is going to insure that loan to the bank. So that's party number three. But now, since the bank made that loan to a smart contract, the bank need a physical human being for that contract to be attached to, because it's unlawful and illegal for the bank to make itself a loan. So what happens now? That's where you and I come in at. We now, as the participant, that's party number four, we are the ones that supply the activation fee to activate that loan. When I say activation, to activate the loan, that means once we submit $100 activation fee, that authorizes Cryptex to take that contract with that starting capital already in it. Remember, it's not my money that I put in it. I didn't put any of my money in it. But now that money is assigned to Jerome Jones, and all along the way, as it is invested on the market, managed by Cryptex, and paid compounding interest every day. And at this every day, that interest is put into my Cryptex account, and I am looking at it grow every day without me having to do anything at all. So I want you to be very clear of that. And I'm going to take you into my back office and show you my 3 accounts in a moment. So that's the way it works. You got 4 parties. You got the contract, you got the bank, you got the insurance company, and you got you or me. Now, let me just say this before I take you to my back office. It is without question a no-brainer when you can make such a transaction and you don't have to do anything else. You've heard the term let other people's money, or using other people's money, or let your money work for you. This is a classic where your money is working for you, except it's not your money. You have $100 that activated a contract that already had thousands and thousands of dollars in it. And when that day one, and you get that on the very first day, the moment you submit that activation fee, in the next 10 seconds, you're going to see either $30,240 in your account, or you're going to see $43,200 in your account the very moment. And then the next day, that money is going to be compounded and paid interest. And they're going to take that interest and put it in your account. Now, along the way, all parties are getting paid. Cryptex, I told you, makes only $30 per account. But don't feel bad about it because they got a few million accounts now. So that's a good deal for Cryptex. Another party is the banks. The bank, if the money's set and they go through their conventional style operation, they might get a 1.5% upward to 2%. But in this case, the bank is getting 6.75% annual interest payments. That's $2,300+ every year in interest. They couldn't do that otherwise. The insurance company for a 3-year contract is getting $210 every month for 36 months, guaranteed, uninterrupted. It's automatic. When they do a 5-year contract, they're making $300 every month. That's $18,000 for every 5-year contract, and they got hundreds and thousands of them. So the insurance company is okay too. I just want you to get an inside look at all of these parties, why they would do such a thing. Why would the bank give you their money? Because the bank have seen and understand success. That's why they do. They're not just giving it to you because they're taking a risk. They're not even taking a risk because the insurance company is guaranteeing this loan. So if it was a total washout, the bank is still not losing any money. And what I love about it, I have no responsibility to pay back the loan. And that's what makes this worth you checking into. That's what make it worth you saying, let me take a look at this, because you don't hear of this in the mainstream news every day. But there are people earning thousands upon thousands and millions of dollars just by allowing their money to earn compounded interest. So this is not hypothetical. This is a process that happens every day around the world, compounded interest, generating millions and billions of dollars to the account holders while they are out on vacation somewhere. So I want to encourage you to really take a look at this. I wanted to just take that time to share it with you. Now I want to go to my back office and show you this because I have a few more minutes and I don't want to go over the hour mark, so that we'll be able to see this and rebroadcast it. But I'm going to share my screen with you and continue to talk with you about this amazing project. And notice it is a project. It is not a loan. I mean, it's not, you're not doing the investing. It is a project. And let me try to get there. I'm trying to find where I need to go, and I'm not able to locate it. Let me see. Well, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go back out of that. And I'll come here and look at where I need to be, because I think this is it right here. And so let's go back now and try to pull it up, because I want to take you directly into the back office and show you. Let's see, everywhere I'm going is not the, let's go, it says, okay, there we go. Let's go here. Let's go here. Let's go over here. Let's go here to a window. Now let's go entire office. And we're going to go here. Just bear along with me in a moment and I'll get there, hopefully. And so now that. And so now we're going to go over, I'm going to go to right here. You see, I'm going to log in. This is my account that I'm about to log in real time. And I'm going to spend about 15 or 20 minutes here showing you what this account or these accounts has generated thus far. And I'm going to show you the account. I'm going to show you how it got started and when it got started and what is is the balance in it now. Now, just to go over some things, this column right here is just what I've got in my accessible money. That's just $3.19. I use this wallet to make my deposit here. And from here, I activate the contracts that I want. And when I activate the contracts that I want, it takes the money from this account and it applied to the contracts to get the contract started. This amount right here is what the total is right now. $121,349.05 is what is being compounded right now. Now, that's not all of my money. I did not put that money here. So let me explain to you how this got to be $121,349. If you look down here, you'll see the total hybrid contract number that I have here is 3. So that's 3 contracts. One is a 3-year and 2 is a 5-year. If you look next here, you'll see the loan in staking pool is $116,640. That breaks down to be $30,240 for the 3-year contract, and then $86,400 for the 2 5-year contracts. That's how that. So that is the amount of money that the bank loaned my 3 contracts, and I now am making interest, compounded interest off that money. So if you look at the next line, it says profit from staking right here. How much is the profit that I have up right now? I have $4,709. So now this is my real money. Tomorrow it'll be 4,850 or $4,900. It'll be up 150 plus dollars, and it'll go up every day. So that $4,709 is added to the $116,600 and some dollars, and that's where this figure here of $121,000 come from. This is the amount that will be compounded today and paid interest to me tomorrow. Okay. The money that was paid to me today from my 3 accounts is seen right here. I made $160.37. Now, that's not bad when you're not doing nothing. I mean, you're going about doing whatever else you want to do, and you're not you're not working on no job. You're not having to do no recruiting. You're not having to attend no meetings. You're not having to make no other payments. You're not having to do anything with trading on the market or buying stocks and selling stocks. You don't have any of those things to do. Okay, so that's where we are with that. Now, if I go a little bit further, maybe we can see something else. We can see here I made last week $650.75. Last month I made $797.19. The reason these are too close together is because I just got the other account. The first contract that I did was a 3-year contract. And a 3-year contract may pay you $25, $30 every day. And that'll add up. But when you get a 5-year contract, it's going to pay you about 50, 60, 70, $80, and it's going to go all the way up to 100, 200, and then into $300, $400 as time goes. Okay. So now that's why that is the case, because I started the 3-year contract in the last couple of days in December of 24, but I started the 5-year contract. I didn't do that until March 22nd, and that was the first 5-year contract. And then in April the 27th, I started the second 5-year contract. So I haven't had the 5-year contracts long at all. And I've already made $4,709. That's real cash that is locked. It's locked into my account. We don't have any, we can't take it out till the term of the contract is over. No one can touch it. No one can touch the loan staking pool. That's why you see that lock there. You see that lock there? No one can get it. It's used strictly to make passive income. And I'm thankful that it's not my money that I had to put up. So now let's look a little bit further. I want to go to the next slide column here, and you can see that it's telling you that I have 3 active contracts. That's what I just told you. One of them is a 3-year contract, and 2 of them is a 5-year. And you can see that right here, 36 months. I've got 1. And then you look at the 60 months, I got 2 that's active. And next couple of weeks, I'm going to get another one. And because we're building something here that is going to turn back to us hundreds of thousands of dollars. And so if we look on down, we can see the total in a bigger print here is $4,709.05. And you can see that this is the overview profits locked. That locked always means you can't touch it. That's what it means. You can't touch it. People ask sometimes, can I pull it out? No, you can't pull it out. You can't pull it out until the term of the contract is over. That's same thing. If you go purchase a CD, you got to let it mature. You purchase a bond, you got to let it mature. You have an insurance policy that has certain financial abilities to increase your financial wealth. You have to let it mature. That's the same here. But the difference here, you don't have to wait 20 years or 30 years. The difference here, you can choose 3 years, 5 years, or 7 years. And the difference here, you don't have to make monthly payments. The difference here, you simply activate a contract and you sit back and watch it grow. That's all that you have to do here. And that's just absolutely amazing. And this is good for any individual, any organization, any minister, and any ministry. This is just absolutely good for the body of Christ and anyone else. Now, I want to look at active staking. I want to show you this, trying to show you as much as I can and still keep it under an hour. And some of this I've already stated, but I'm just continuing to show you that this was the loan of the total 2 DeFi hybrid contracts, and it's saying 2 because 2 of them is the same 5-year and 1 is a 3-year. There's 2 different ones. The amount that they loan was to the contracts is $116,000, and this is the amount that is in the account now because I've earned $4,709. Today, again, you can see this is they paid me $160.37. The breakdown is the active stake balance in the 36-month contract. As of now, it is $32,425.59. To the loan here is $30,240. That's how much the bank loaned. The profits that this 3-year contract has made me as of now is $2,185.59. Today, it paid me $26.69. Look at the 5-year contracts, and we can see that the 5-year contract had the bank loan $86,400. Today, in the 5-year contracts, both of them combined, there is a total of $88,923.47. That's the amount that is being compounded. As of today, these two 5-year contracts have paid me $2,523.47. Today, both of them combined paid me $133.68. That's what I made today. And if we drop down a little bit further, we got them all three laid out here. Each one of these is a contract identification. You can see that on December the 28th, I'm down here at the bottom. December 28th, this was the first contract. That's when I started it. The end date is December the 27th, 2027. That's the end date. The total profit so far is $2,185. And again, this is what they paid today. Look at the 5-year contract, and we'll see from the very top of it, it started March 22nd, 2025. It ends on March 21st, 2030. That's the 5 years. As of the date, this contract has paid me $2,307. And today, this contract paid me $68.65. The second 5-year contract, I didn't start it until April the 27th, 2025. It will end on April the 26th, 2030. So far, since the 27th, it has paid me $216.36. Today, it paid me $65.03. So these are just a remarkable opportunity to see your income growing and continuing to grow. This is just some more information that they give you all the data. You see what your money is doing. You can go to your portfolio and see your money is doing this. Now look at this right here. $330 is right here, and I wanted to highlight it so that we can see it's paid every month, but there are no unpaid balance because this money is paid every month out of the interest profits. Right now, we are having a net profit so far of 5.34%. We have remaining on the 5-year contract 1,786 more days. The whole contract is 1,824 days for the 5 years, and so far we have gone a few days in, so we have 1,786 days left. We also can look at the 15-day transactions. We can see that we was 18.18%, gain 0.19%, 0.17, 0.14, 0.19 again, 0.15, 0.12, and 0.19 here, 0.17, 0.16, and 0.19 and 0.16. These are the last 15 days of profits that we earned and that was paid into my Cryptex account wallet. Now, guys, this is not going to change. I'm going to come back out now. I can stop sharing my screen. Let me do it now. And let me come back to us live, I think. There we are. So this is not going to change. This is the program in a nutshell. Now I've got some information on the screen. I mean, you can go to that link and you can take a look at this. I'm not going to try to be overly persuasive because the numbers will speak for themselves. And there are a lot of times people say, well, what if it doesn't work out? What if it just doesn't work out? Well, wouldn't you rather be in this position where you made some kind of project and got engaged in a project or in any type of investment for that matter, where if it didn't work out, you have no financial exposure. Just think about it. You're not sinking your lifelong savings into this. You're not making no monthly payments and no future investments. You're not doing any of that. And what needs to be understood is you need to understand how money works. Because if you understand how money works, you wouldn't work as hard. If you understood that, yes, you can put a, a certain amount of money into a certain contract and let it be locked in for a specified period of time, and that money is now traded on the market to generate massive passive income. It's nothing new, guys. This is not new. That's what I would really want to stress, that because sometimes we think we don't come up with something new. This has been around. This is where people have made their thousands upon thousands and millions and billions of dollars. Their money is working for them instead of them always working for money. And so I want you to understand how money works. And I want you to understand that your position is secure. You have, if I lose everything in this project, if everything just go up in a flame, guess what exposure I have? First of all, I don't have to pay the $116,000 back because it's insured. Second of all, over 5 years, I've just lost $300. Now just think about that. $300 over 5 years. That's 130. That's no. That's not that much. That's like $75 a year. Now just think, what do you spend more than $75 on that you don't need at all, or that's not even good for you? We're not talking about a lot of stuff here. So when I talk about the risks here, I simply want you to see that I fully understand my position and I understand your position. And if you are looking at this through the right lens, you will clearly see that investors, the reason that they are flocking to this is because it's a safe position for them. They can afford this risk. They cannot afford to be in a project or an investment opportunity where if it goes down, all of their savings is wiped out. They lose thousands of dollars overnight. I've had talks with people that lost $180,000 from the time they went to bed that night to the time they got up the next morning. I know people that went to work and got the news while they were working that their 401k had dropped $100,000+. So I'm here to tell you, those people are flocking here because they understand it. And don't you just get left behind because you don't quite understand it. It's $100, yes, but it's $100 over 3 years or 5 years. And I know you spend more than that on a burger over that period of time, or potato chips, or soft drinks, coffee. So I'm going to say to you, making provision for ministries, this is a part of what making provision for ministry is presenting to you, because the time is coming where, as you see it already in the making, America is changing and the whole world is changing. And you're going to need somebody that God has given some insight to, that will be able to say, here is the way. Listen, don't be complacent here. At least check this out for yourself. Do your due diligence. I've got a link on the screen that they do a full-blown webinar showing you, and there's about 25, 30 people on that webinar that just, you can see all 15 or 20 of them, so on the screen at one time. All of them are account holders. So I want to encourage you, wherever you are today, to consider making a leap to change your financial future for both you and your family, and for the ministry to which you've been called. I hope that some of you can say, well, I'm going to get a contract so I can bless the church, so I can leave something for the church, so I can retire the pastor, so I can have the pastor not working a job, but just working ministry, so that people in the ministry can work ministry and not have to be worried about where the next income to pay the bills are. I'm here to tell you that no matter what your decision is, it's not going to affect me. It's not going to affect me. I'm not going to be swayed either way. I'm going to do it quite well. I'm here to tell you that, listen, I don't need to sell you nothing. I don't need to try to overhype this. Numbers are just numbers. You can get a calculator and do the compounded interest on these numbers. You don't have to just say, well, okay, I don't know whether. No. All you got to do, you can find cryptex on the market. They're on the stock exchange. They're on the block exchange, Block Explorer. So you can do your due diligence and find that they are indeed legitimate. And this is an opportunity that reduces the risk of any loss on your behalf, but provide an opportunity for just one small fee, activation fee of $100, for you to see that $100 activate a contract that is going to be compounded every day and paid into your account every day for the next 3 years or 5 years or 7 years. If you choose a 3-year contract, it will return you $35,000 in 3 years. If you choose a 5-year contract, it will return you $471,000 in 5 years. And if you choose a 7-year contract, you'll be returned nearly $1 million at the end of that 7-year term. It's whatever you choose, and you can have as many contracts, up to 80 contracts. You can only have one account, but you can have many, many contracts. And the contracts, no matter what term you choose, is never more than one single $100 bill. So what does that mean? That means when I opened the 3-year contract, when I activated the 3-year contract, I paid $100 and I don't have to pay anything else on that contract. When that contract hits the 3-year mark, it will return $35,000+ to me for that single $100. When I opened the 5-year contract on March 22nd of this year. I paid $100 to activate it. I have nothing else to pay for the whole 5 years. And at the end of 5 years, that contract will also return back to me through compounded interest, $471,000. And then on April the 27th, I spent another $100 and activated another 5-year contract. And at the end of 5 years, that contract too, without me having to pay anything else, do anything else, that contract will return to me through compounding interest, $471,000. You can decide whether or not this is right for you. And I hope that I'll be able to help you along the way. I'm Bishop Jerome Jones, and I'm saying to viewers here and around the world, if you go with God, I know that God will surely go with you. And until the very next time, you do now by all means have yourself a Jesus-filled day. Thank you, and God bless.
Thanks for tuning in to Making Provisions for Ministries, hosted by Bishop Jerome Jones. Join us every week as we discuss aiding ministries in financial growth and prosperity. This is your opportunity to delve into strategies for expanding ministries and acquiring the necessary resources for survival in today's world, and discover practical solutions and actionable steps applicable to any congregation. So until next time, God bless from your friends at Making Provisions for Ministries with host Bishop Jerome Jones.